Hey everyone, it's Jordan back with more reading from The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. Today in this chapter it is about you need to start with a penny. And he begins it by talking about how a lot of people come up to him after conventions and other things like, man, I can't believe it's awesome how you were able to go and build something huge out of nothing. He's like, no, I didn't build it out of nothing. Built it from a penny. Like, well, yeah, but a penny is kind of like nothing. He's like, no, it's not. And the idea of this chapter is to let us understand that a penny is something. It may seem insignificant, but it's never nothing. And for me, I feel like I've never had trouble with this idea because I've always been around people that I feel undermine their efforts a lot. They're always looking about what they didn't do or the next thing they need to do to be great or do something with their lives. And I'm like, yeah, but you did this, you did this, you did this. And you can't ever just put that aside. But his is actually a little more different than that. And he says that the idea we need to understand is the efforts that we put in are going to seem insignificant. They're going to seem like they do nothing, but they are something. And we need to understand that it's okay that they seem like nothing because they do become something greater. He says that it's the compound effect that builds upon itself. The water hyacinth, I think. I need to improve my pronunciation of that word because it's one of his biggest stories that he shares. But he says it doubles each time, doubles and doubles and doubles. He says the compound effect is real, and you need to understand that you're not doing nothing. You're doing something. If you're just reading 10 minutes a day, that's something. If you're doing just 15 minutes on a treadmill, that's something. But you have to do that something. And you can't undermine it. You can't undermine the idea that that it feels like nothing. Because for a while, the first week, the second week, the third week, it's going to feel like nothing. You're going to feel like you're not doing anything, then you're not making any improvements. Yeah, sure, you may feel a little sore from the gym, or your bank account, you look at it and it's like, I only have a couple $100, but it's something. And if you're doing it every single time that it shows up, whether it's exercising every day, every time you have a paycheck, and put it in a savings account, if you're doing that, that's a penny. It may seem small right now, but we have to understand that everything else that he's talked about in this book, the idea is it's doing these small things that seem so insignificant, but it's with time that they become something great. It's with time that we have the health that we desire, the money that we desire, the knowledge and skills that we desire. And the next thing he says, understand that a penny is also comes from the Latin word of 1/100th. It is 1%. So he says if you just go ahead and throw out the idea of compound effect, compound interest, and that it never builds on top of each other. But he says, so think about this. If you just put in 1% effort of what you're trying to reach, just 1%, then that's 1% a day. So you put in 1% a day, you do that for a year. That's 365%. So you've more than tripled your knowledge, your health, your money, just by doing 1% every single day. And he says that's what we really need to understand. And for me, that's what I'm starting to do. I've only put in about $400 in my savings account. But every paycheck, I have a direct deposit that goes to a separate bank account for savings, for future spending and emergencies. That's put aside. And that's what I'm doing. And it does seem small, but it's only been a month and a half. And then exercising, yeah, I do feel sore. But like he says, like, you're not going to feel incredible. You're not going to feel like $1 million right away. But you're going to feel maybe a little bit better within a couple weeks. So exercising every day. And then even the happy habit that I'm doing with my wife. It's only 2 minutes of meditation every single day. It's not that hard. And that's the thing. This stuff is not that hard. Just make yourself do it. Make that choice. Put in that penny just for the day, and it'll be okay. It builds on top of it. You get that compound interest, and even if you don't, it's still 1% every single day, and then that's 365% in a year. That's something that we can do. That's something we can look forward to. And that's something that I look forward to. And so I'm doing that. I'm doing that with my money. I'm reading just a chapter a day and sharing that chapter with you guys that are going to be watching here. And so that's my goal. Just to do that 1% just as he says, and that without compound interest, that's 365%. But it's going to have compound interest because that's just the way life works. Efforts compound on top of each other. And so I'm looking forward to this, and I hope this helps any of you out there. And never undermine your efforts. Recognize that you have to start with a penny, but that penny does mean something. You can never undermine the effort. Let the penny mean something, and do a penny every single day. So take care. We'll come back tomorrow for more reading. Thanks, guys.